Hi everyone, good afternoon and welcome to UBC Camp's Play and Learn at Home live stream. My name is Hannah and I'm a coach with UBC Learn to Skate's figure skating and regular skating programs. And today we are going to learn some figure skating moves. I'll be leading the first half of today's lesson and my friend Coach Rose will be leading the second half.
Hey everyone, so my name's Rose. I'm also part of the UBC Figure Skating Club and UBC Rec's Learn to Skate programs.
Thanks, Rose. So just a reminder that we're going to be moving around quite a lot today, so please make sure you have lots of space around you and you're wearing non-slip footwear. And as well, we just want to share a few housekeeping notes. For our live stream today, all participant video and audio should be turned off. And if you or your caregivers have a question, please use the chat function and one of our moderators will respond to you as soon as possible. Please ensure you're using respectful, camp-appropriate language at all times. And lastly, let's be safe and have fun. And caregivers, you are welcome to join us if you would like. All right, so we're just gonna get started with a little bit of a warm-up. So it's always important to do a warm-up before you do any kind of exercise because it gets your body ready and also it will help you prevent injuries. So first, we're just going to get our heart rate up, we're gonna get our blood flowing, and we're gonna do some running in place, okay? So you can just run like you normally would. And we'll try a couple different variations as well, okay? So I'll turn to the side so you can see. Let's try picking our feet up nice and high so our heels reach our bum. Nice. And let's try some high knees up in front. So lift your knees up nice and high, as high as you can get them. This one's a little bit hard. Awesome. Let's breathe in and out. Next, we're gonna do a couple of jumping jacks, okay? Let's do 15. We're gonna do them all together, all right? I'll count out loud. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Awesome. Shake out your arms and legs a little bit. You may be breathing a little bit harder. I know I am. Just take a couple big breaths. Awesome. Alrighty, so one of the things that we'll be learning today is a figure skating jump. And when we do jumps in skating, we are mostly using the muscles right here on the front of our thighs. These are called our quadriceps, okay, or quads for short. So for our warm-up, we're gonna be doing 2 quad exercises to get those ready for the jump that we're going to learn in a few minutes. So we're gonna start with a squat jump exercise. So you may have done squats before, or you may not have. That's okay. We are going to learn how to do them correctly, okay? So the first thing that's important is that you want to make sure you keep your chest up and your back straight. You're really not going to get much out of your squats, and you actually might end up hurting yourself if you let yourself hunch over and curve your back like this. So make sure that everything is nice and straight, chest is lifted. We want our feet to be shoulder width apart, and we're going to bend our knees so that we're almost getting a 90-degree angle. It's okay if it's a little bit above. And we're gonna hold it for just a split second before we jump. I'll demonstrate a couple so you can see, all right? I'll do it from the side because maybe that's a little easier to see. Here we go, I'm going into my squat, and then I'm going to jump up. And I go down into my squat and jump. If you don't feel like jumping, or if it's not comfortable, if you try one, feel free to just do squats like this. We're gonna squat and then lift up. All right, we're gonna count 5 all together. Here we go. Down and jump. 1, down, up, 2, down, up, 3, 4, here's our last one, 5. Awesome. All right, on to our next quad exercise. We're going to be doing something called a lunge. So this one also may look familiar. but in case you haven't heard of it before, we're gonna do it step by step. First step, a literal step. You're gonna put your foot right in front of you. You're gonna take your other foot and put it just a little bit behind. And the same rules apply for the upper body as what we did in the squat. We wanna make sure our back is nice and straight, our chest is lifted, and we're going to also bend both knees until they're at about 90-degree angles. You may notice your back knee is going to get pretty close to the ground. As you can see, mine is almost touching the grass here, but we want to make sure we leave a little bit of space so that way we're maximizing the effects of this exercise and the work that we're doing with our muscles here. So I'll demonstrate once more, and then we're going to try it together, switching feet in between. But you can just watch for this first one. So my feet, one in front, one behind, chest is up, back is straight, and I go down, not touching the ground with my knee, and then up. All right, we're going to do 5 on each side. Here we go. Ready? Down and up. Let's switch. Down and up. Switch. Down and up. Switch. Down and up. There's 2 on each, so here's our third set. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Switch for our last set. Here we go. Down, up, switch, down, up. All right, very nice. Let's shake everything out. We're gonna do a quick stretch. Go ahead and hold onto your ankle with your hand. You can use your other hand to hold onto a wall or chair or another person if you need to balance. And we're just going to hold on tight to our ankle and point our knee down towards the ground. When you do this, you should feel a stretch right down the front of your leg. So we're just gonna do this to release the tension. We're gonna make sure that our muscles are feeling nice and comfortable. Excellent. All right, shake it out. We're gonna switch sides. Hold on, point your knee down, and balance. Very good. So these are some exercises that you can do to strengthen these quad muscles here, and that'll help you when you learn other figure skating jumps if you want to learn some more as well. But we're gonna start out with the most basic, the first jump that any figure skater learns, and that's called a waltz jump. So maybe you've heard of a waltz like a dance. I don't know if you have, but there are 3 beats, 3 steps in a waltz. And just like the dance, there are 3 steps in the jump. So I'm just going to walk through them so you can see what I mean. There's an intro step, the jump step, and the landing step, okay? But we're gonna go through them nice and slowly. So the first part we're going to learn is just the arms. The arms are actually quite important. Even though it may seem like your legs are doing all the work, you have to remember to use correct arms, or else the whole thing is going to be all over the place and you might fall down. So our arms are there to help us balance and to rotate. So first, we're just gonna learn the 3 steps: back, up, and out. So our first one, our arms are moving at the same time and our elbows are going to pull back, just like this. So my arms are a little bit bent at the elbows and they're pointed behind me. This is 1. 2 is when we go from this first step, we scoop under so that our hands are in front of our chest right here. So from the side, it looks like this. Back, step 1, and we scoop up to the front, there's 2. And then our third step connects easily because our hands are in front of us here. We're just gonna straighten up our elbows and extend our hands out to the side. This T position, we'll call it, is what you do when you land and it helps you balance. So let's go through the 3 arms one more time. We have 1, which is the prep, 2, jump, 3, that's our landing. Awesome. So now we're going to learn it with a bit of a jump to practice. So if you've ever watched skating, you may notice that all of the jumps, no matter how they take off, land on one foot. This is really important. So we're going to practice that right now. So first, we're just going to jump up with 2 feet, but land with 1. So I would like everybody to land with their right foot for now, okay? Just make sure that in case you're sharing a space with someone else right now, that everyone's going to go the same direction later on. So let's try this. I'll demonstrate once, and then we'll do a couple rounds together. So I'm going to do those same arms, the 1, 2, and 3, and I'm just going to add a jump and land on my right foot. Here we go. I'll show you the first time. Prep, jump, land. You'll notice when I land, my left foot is out. It's a little bit diagonal, okay? So it's behind me, a little bit out to the side, diagonally away from my body. My toe is pointing out into that corner. If you can imagine that you're in a box, it's pointing to the corner that's behind you to your left, all right? So think about that. I know we've added a lot of things, but we're just gonna try a couple and we'll get lots of practice, okay? Here we go. We're gonna try the jump all together, landing on our right foot with the arms. Here we go. Prep, jump, land. Awesome. See if you can hold that nice and strong next time we try it. Ready? Prep, jump, land. Excellent. All right. How about we're each gonna try 4 more. You can go at your own pace, but everyone try at least 4. Here we go. Awesome. I'll show you from this side too. Prep, jump, land. Prep, jump, land. Awesome. One more time. Prep, jump, land. Great. All right. Hopefully you feel like you've had a little bit of practice with it now, because we're going to add the next step. So you may notice also that in figure skating, the moves that we call jumps are the ones where you leave the ice and turn in the air. That's really important because it's not the same thing if you're just spinning. On the ice, you haven't left it, that's just a spin. The jump, we jump, but we have to spin as well, okay? So we're going to learn the spinning part of this jump. We are only going to rotate by half of a circle, so that's 180 degrees. So that's why this is the most basic jump in skating. It's the one that everybody learns first, and it's the most important jump. We have to have it really solid before we can move on to any other higher level jumps with more rotations, okay? So we're going to learn how we get that rotation with our legs. So for the waltz jump, we're actually going to take off with only 1 foot, our left foot. Our right foot is going to move with our arms behind us. So I'm going to bend my knee just a little bit in my free leg, my right leg. I'm also going to bend my left knee. So everything's kind of bent right now. Both arms bent at the elbows, both legs bent at the knees. When we move our arms through to jump, we're going to move our right leg through as well. This is what helps us get our rotation. So I'll walk through it so you can see what I mean. I have my prep, and then my leg is going to kick through, almost like I'm jumping over something. Maybe it's a chair, maybe it's swinging your leg over a horse. I can show you from this side too. I'm swinging my leg over, all right? So let's try a couple of those. All I want you to do is practice your arms, practice swinging the leg back and through. Back and through, just like that. We're just gonna do a couple of those. Prep, and then swing. Prep, swing through. Awesome, let's try one more. Prep, swing through. Excellent. So here comes our final step to put it all together. We're jumping off of the left foot and onto the right foot. So now we're incorporating that practice we did a few minutes ago where we jumped and landed on our right foot. We're gonna put it all together. So I'll show you one before we try it so that you can see what we're aiming for, okay? I have my prep, jump, land. All right, let me show you one more. I'll go from a different angle. Prep, jump, land. So if you'll notice on that one, I started facing that way and I ended facing that way. All right, so figure out which way you're going to start facing and which way you're going to end facing. And we're gonna try a couple of waltz jumps all together. So here we go. Get your arms and legs ready. We're going to prep, jump, land. Remember to jump off of your left foot and onto your right foot. Let's try again. Prep, jump, land. Awesome. Let's keep going. We'll spend another 30, 40 seconds just on some more repetitions so you can get some good practice in. So here we go. Prep, jump, land. Awesome. See if on a couple of them you can hold a really nice landing position, nice and steady. Prep, jump, land. We'll do a couple more. Prep, jump, land. Awesome. Prep, jump, land. It's really important also to remember when you land on your right foot that you want to have a nice knee bend, okay? Your knees act like shock absorbers for your body. So it's really important that you let them bend and then come back up because it's saving your knees and also your hips. So that's the healthy way to take care of our landings, all right? We're gonna do just 2 more all together. Prep, jump, land. Awesome, here's our last one. Prep, jump, land. All right, so there you go, that's the waltz jump. And I know it may look a little bit silly to see someone doing this just on land, but off-ice practice is really, really important. All figure skaters, as much as they have to practice on the ice, have to practice off-ice too, because all of the skills that you're putting in to doing this waltz jump on the land is what will help you do it on the ice. So if you want to practice this at home on your own, make sure that you always have flat ground, because we want to make sure that the surface that we're standing on is flat so we don't lose our balance. You want to have lots of space around you, and just make sure that you remember the 3 steps for the arms: back, up, out, and our leg, swing back, swing forward, and then land. Let's do 1 more before we wrap it up. Here we go. Prep, jump, land. Okay, great job, everybody. Thanks so much for learning the waltz jump with me. I'm going to turn it over to Coach Rose, and she's going to teach us our next skill.
Awesome, thanks Hannah. So the next skill that we're gonna learn today is called a spiral. Now, if you've done any other form of dance before, you may have heard a different term for this, but today we're gonna roll with spiral. So before we get started, just a couple of things. First one, make sure that you have plenty of space around you. We are gonna be lifting our leg pretty far behind us, so we wanna make sure we don't kick anything. Okay, also, we're gonna start with a quick hamstring stretch. Super important again, like Coach Hannah said earlier, we wanna make sure our muscles are nice and warmed up. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our left leg, we're gonna put it in front, okay? Then we're gonna lift our toes off the ground. Okay, now, we're gonna lean forward and try to touch our toes. Okay, let's hold for 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. Now we're gonna switch feet. So let's go right foot forward. Same thing. One thing I want to point out here that Coach Hannah mentioned earlier, whenever we're doing any sort of off-ice training or when we're on the ice as well, we want to avoid arching our back and dropping our shoulders like this. Okay, that's gonna put a lot of pressure on our back, and that's how injuries can happen. So this time, again, right foot forward now, lift the toes. When I lean forward, I'm gonna make sure that I keep a really strong core. Okay, so I'm pushing back from my hips, reach forward, and hold. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome job. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you what the spiral looks like, and then we're gonna break it down into a couple of different pieces to follow along with. Okay, so I'm gonna show you first what's gonna happen. I'm gonna stand on one leg, my other leg is behind, I'm gonna lean forward, up, and hold, and back down. So for the next few exercises that we're gonna do, you're welcome to do any of them holding onto a chair. If you don't have a chair, you can use the wall or a table, anything will work, okay? So we can do this on either foot. I'm gonna do this standing on my left foot, okay? So I'm gonna stand on my left, a little bit of bend in the knee. The right leg is gonna come in front. I'm gonna start with good posture. So what I mean by this is that my arms are out to the side, shoulders are slightly back, my core is strong, and I'm standing up tall. Okay, so I'm in good posture. Now, I'm gonna lift that leg in front and hold. Awesome, let's go back down. We're gonna try again. This time, let's try to hold for 3 seconds, okay? So again, out in front, ready, and lift. Go 1, 2, 3, and down. Awesome. Okay, next one, we're gonna bring that leg out to the side. And same thing, we're gonna start with our posture, shoulders back, arms out. Okay, ready? And we're gonna lift up to the side and hold. Great. If you find that you're feeling a little bit off balance, something that helps me is finding a spot far away on the wall, something that isn't moving, and focusing my attention on it. Okay, so when we do it this time, let's pick a spot far on the wall, focus on it, and keep a strong core, shoulders back, arms out. Ready? Let's hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, next one, we're gonna bring that leg behind and lift. So it's gonna look like this. Okay, for me, my right leg is going behind, good posture. Finding a spot on the wall, we're gonna lift and hold. Great, let's go one more time. So that leg comes behind, arms out, a little bit of bend in that front leg, and we're gonna hold for 3. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Awesome job. Okay, now we're gonna move into the actual spiral. So this is where if you have a chair or a table or a wall to hold on to, it's really helpful to start here. This is gonna help you get good balance, and that will help you have good form, okay? So I'm gonna use this chair. Again, I'm gonna start with my left leg in front. I'm getting a little bit of a knee bend. Now, one thing here, when we do this on the ice, the leg that we're standing on is usually pretty straight. But right now, since we're not on the ice, it's gonna be a little bit easier if we have a little bit of bend in that leg, okay? So I'm starting, a little bit of bend. I'm gonna reach forward and hold on. Leg comes back, up, and hold. Awesome. So one thing here, as I mentioned earlier, but I'll mention it again because it is super important, is that when I'm leaning forward here, I'm not letting my core break and my back arch like this, okay? Again, I'm keeping a strong core, pushing my hips back and lifting. Okay, let's try again. This time, if you feel like you have really good balance, you can either do it without holding on to anything, or you can go to just one hand. So I'm gonna hold the chair with one hand. Again, so let's do it together. We're gonna try to hold for 3. So, lift the leg up, forward. Ready, 1, 2, and 3. Back down. Awesome. Okay, let's try this 2 more times. So go ahead, go at your own pace, but you can totally follow along too. So again, arms out, leg back, ready, and lift. Hold 1, 2, 3, and back down. Great. Okay, last time on this one, then we'll move on. Okay, so again, if you're holding on to something, arms out, straight back, strong core. Ready, push back, lift, and hold. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. Okay, great work. So now we're gonna do something that's called a variation. So what I mean by this is taking a move that we do, like Coach Hannah showed us a Waltz Jump earlier. In this case, with the spiral, we're gonna take our basic spiral and make it fancy. So I'm gonna show you first, and then we're gonna break it down a bit. So this time, I'm gonna hold my free leg, pull up, and lean forward. Okay, so if you remember earlier, Coach Hannah went through a stretch with us where we held the back of our foot like this. It's going to be similar to what we're doing now, but this time, instead of grabbing our foot, we're going to hold on to our ankle, okay? So I'm going to bring the leg back, I'm going to hold on to my ankle, and again, same steps that we did in the spiral. We're going to push our hips back, lean forward, and I'm going to pull my foot really high up, okay? Something that's super important here is that we don't want to push it too far. So if you're lifting your leg up, even if you get to about here and you say, you know what, my back is starting to hurt a little bit, my leg muscles feel a little tight, just stop right there, okay? We don't want to push it too far. That's how injuries can happen. So let's try again. We'll go slow. So again, we're going to start holding the foot. Okay, ready? Hips push back, lift, slowly hold, high as you can, and back down. Great. Let's try this one more time, okay? So again, we're gonna hold the ankle, hips back, pull up, and hold. Great work, everyone. Okay, so now we're gonna get into a little bit of a cool down and stretch. It's really important that we stretch after we practice our off-ice training. This is gonna help our muscles recover and will help avoid injuries. So first one that we're gonna do, we're gonna go back to something Coach Hannah showed us earlier. So quick quadricep stretch. Okay, we're gonna hold one leg, let's hold our right leg, point that knee toward the ground, and try to hold. Let's go 5 seconds, so 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, awesome. Now I'm gonna switch legs, so I'm gonna hold my left foot. Again, if you feel off balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair, whatever you feel. Okay, so down, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, awesome. This time, we're gonna take our left leg, we're gonna hold it in front. So it's gonna look like this. My hands are gonna come around the front of my leg, I'm gonna pull and hold. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, awesome. Now let's go to the right leg, so same idea. Come in front, ready, lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So normally we want to hold our stretches for about 30 seconds. Today, since we have a little bit less time, we're kind of doing an accelerated version just to get an idea for it. Okay, so now let's go into arm stretches. So we're going to bring the arms out. We're going to bring our left arm across, right arm underneath, and we're going to hold. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. Let's switch arms. So out, right arm comes across, left arm underneath, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, last one here. The arms are going to come up overhead. I'm going to bend my left elbow here, and my right arm is going to hold my left elbow. So here we're going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. We're going to switch. So right elbow is going to bend behind my head. I'm going to hold with my left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Awesome job, everyone. So that is all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining us. You can join UBC camps again on May 20th at 11 a.m. for children ages 6 to 8 for Make Your Own Musical Instrument. This session has also been recorded and will be posted on UBC Camp's YouTube channel. You can share your experience online by tagging @UBC Camps on Instagram and UBC Camps on Facebook. Also welcome to use #UBCPlayLearn. As well, if you're interested in figure skating classes, you can check out UBC Rec's Learn to Skate programs. Thanks so much for joining us and have a great evening.